7 secrets. 1.99-cent bottle. And number 4 is the reason a lot of people stop buying rooting powder for good. Stick around, because by the time this is over, you're going to look at the bottle sitting in your bathroom cabinet completely differently. Let's get into it. There is a silent war happening in your garden shed. On one side, you have the big garden brands selling you $20 bottles of fertilizer and pesticides. On the other side, you have a 99-cent bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Today on My Backyard Wisdom, I'm revealing 7 secrets that these big brands definitely don't want you to know. These aren't just hacks. They are the professional-grade methods for explosive growth and plant rescue that usually cost a fortune. Number 4 on my list is the reason I haven't bought a root stimulant in over 5 years. Let's dive in. And to be clear, I'm not saying every product on a garden store shelf is a scam. What I am saying is that a huge number of the specialty formulas you're paying $15, $20, sometimes $30 for are built around the exact same active mechanism you're about to see work for less than $1. Once you understand why hydrogen peroxide does what it does, you'll start noticing that same principle repackaged and marked up on shelf after shelf. That's what this video is really about. Not just 7 tricks, but 7 ways to spot when you're paying for marketing instead of chemistry. First, the big brands won't tell you that hydrogen peroxide is essentially supercharged water. It has an extra oxygen atom. When you dilute it and water your plants, it releases that oxygen directly to the roots. It mimics a fresh thunderstorm, which is why your plants suddenly look vibrant and green. You don't need a growth booster when you have extra oxygen. Here's the part most people never think about. Roots don't just absorb water and nutrients. They also need to breathe. In healthy, loose soil, there are tiny air pockets between the particles, and that's where roots pull oxygen from for cellular respiration. The same basic process your own cells use to convert food into energy. When soil gets compacted or overwatered, those air pockets disappear, and the roots start suffocating even though everything above ground still looks fine for a while. That's exactly why a diluted hydrogen peroxide solution works so well. It's not adding a nutrient your plant was missing. It's restoring an environment your plant's roots were designed to live in. Rainwater does this naturally in small amounts every time it falls, which is part of why a garden after a storm looks noticeably more alive than a garden that's only ever been watered from a hose or a watering can. You're essentially bottling that one specific benefit of rain and making it available on demand, any day of the week, regardless of the weather. Number 2. It's the only real cure for root rot. If you've overwatered a plant, the roots are suffocating. Big Garden wants you to buy a new plant. Instead, drench the soil with a 1:3 ratio of peroxide to water. It kills the anaerobic bacteria on contact and reoxygenates the soil instantly. I've saved hundreds of dollars in dying plants using just this bottle. The reason this specifically targets root rot, and not just general plant stress, comes down to the type of bacteria involved. Root rot is caused by anaerobic organisms, bacteria, and fungi that thrive specifically in low-oxygen, waterlogged conditions. They can't survive in an oxygen-rich environment. So when you drench the soil with a diluted peroxide solution, you're not just feeding the plant, you're actively making the environment hostile to the exact organisms causing the damage, while simultaneously giving the surviving roots the oxygen they need to recover. One thing worth knowing: don't panic if you see the fizzing and think you need to do this every day. Once every 7 to 10 days is usually enough for an actively recovering plant. Treating it too often can be just as disruptive as the overwatering that caused the problem in the first place. Watch the plant, not the calendar. If new growth starts appearing and the wilting stops progressing, you're on the right track. Third, they don't want you to know how to get near 100% germination. Soak your seeds in 3% peroxide for 20 minutes before planting. It breaks down the tough outer shell and kills fungal spores. My seeds sprout days faster than the experts say they should. Think about what a seed coat actually evolved to do. Its entire job is to protect the seed until conditions are right to sprout. That's incredibly useful in nature, but it works against you when you're trying to get a consistent, fast start in a controlled environment like a seed tray. A lot of gardeners lose seeds not because the seed was bad, But because a fungal spore riding along on the seed coat got a head start in warm, moist soil before the seed itself had a chance to sprout. The 20-minute soak solves both problems at once. It softens that protective coating so water and oxygen can reach the embryo faster, and it sterilizes the seed surface so you're not accidentally planting the fungus problem right alongside the seed. One tip: don't soak longer than about 20 to 30 minutes. Beyond that, you risk damaging more delicate seed coatings instead of just softening them, so this is very much a case where more is not better. Alright, this next one is the one I told you about at the start. This is the one that saves me the most money. Instead of buying expensive rooting powders for cuttings, use a weak peroxide solution. It prevents the cutting from rotting and encourages the callus to form faster. It's the pro-level way to clone your favorite roses or tomatoes for free. Here's what's actually happening at the cut site. When you take a cutting, that exposed stem tissue is essentially an open wound, and it's sitting in water, which is a perfect environment for bacterial and fungal rot to set in before the plant has any chance to grow new roots. Most rooting failures aren't actually a failure to root at all. They're the cutting rotting from the bottom up before roots ever get the chance to form. A weak hydrogen peroxide solution keeps that cut end clean and rot-free while the plant does the slower work of forming a callus. That slightly hardened, rounded tissue you'll see develop at the base of a healthy cutting, which is the stage right before roots actually emerge. Commercial rooting hormones do add a plant growth hormone called auxin, which peroxide does not provide, so this isn't a perfect one-to-one replacement for every single plant species. But for a huge range of common cuttings, roses, tomatoes, pothos, mint, and most soft stem plants, keeping the cut clean is honestly more important than the hormone boost, which is exactly why this trick works as well as it does for most home gardeners. Fifth, it's a lethal organic pesticide. If you have fungus, gnats, or larvae in your soil, a peroxide drench is a search and destroy mission. It kills the larvae without leaving any toxic residue in your backyard. Why buy a $15 chemical spray when you have this? Fungus gnats are one of the most frustrating pests precisely because most people only fight the adults, swatting them using sticky traps, spraying leaves, while the actual population is breeding continuously in the top inch or two of soil, completely out of sight. Every adult gnat you kill is quickly replaced by dozens more hatching from larvae you never touched. That's why this problem seems to never go away no matter how aggressively people spray the visible bugs. A peroxide drench works because it goes straight to where the larvae actually live. On contact, it disrupts their cell structure, and because it breaks down into just water and oxygen afterward, you're not left with any chemical residue building up in your soil over repeated treatments, which matters a lot if you're growing anything you plan to eventually eat. Number 6. Cross-contamination. If you prune a diseased branch and then move to a healthy one, you're spreading the problem. Big brands want you to buy specialized wipes. I just keep a spray bottle of peroxide in my pocket. It sterilizes my shears instantly and safely. This is a habit most home gardeners skip entirely, and it's genuinely one of the fastest ways to spread disease through an entire garden bed, or even a whole collection of houseplants without realizing it. Fungal spores and bacteria cling to the metal blade of your shears after every single cut, and the next plant that blade touches gets exposed to whatever was on the last one, even if that plant looked completely healthy beforehand. A quick spray between plants, not just between garden visits, takes maybe 5 seconds and completely breaks that transmission chain. You don't need to scrub, you don't need to let it soak, and you don't need a specialized wipe that costs 3 times as much for the same active benefit. This is one of those secrets that isn't flashy, but it's often the difference between one sick plant and an entire bed of them. Finally, if you see that green slime or white mold on your seed trays, don't throw them out. A quick mist of peroxide disappears the fungus without harming the delicate seedlings. It's the ultimate cleanup crew. That green film usually shows up because seed trays get kept consistently moist and warm, exactly the conditions seedlings need to sprout, but unfortunately also exactly the conditions algae and mold thrive in. It's frustrating because you can't just let the tray dry out to solve it. That would stress or kill the seedlings you're trying to grow in the first place. A light peroxide mist solves that contradiction. It's strong enough to break down algae and surface mold on contact, but at the dilution you're using, It's gentle enough that delicate, still developing seedling roots and stems aren't damaged by it. A quick mist every few days once you notice the first hint of green film is usually enough to keep a seed tray clean all the way through until your seedlings are ready to transplant. 7 secrets, 1.99 bottle. That's why at my Backyard Wisdom, we believe the best garden isn't the most expensive one. It's the smartest one. If you're going to go grab a bottle of peroxide now, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, which of these 7 tips surprised you the most? I'll see you in the next harvest. Quick recap before you go in case you want to jot these down. Oxygen injection for overall plant vibrancy, the root rot drench, the seed soak for faster germination, the rooting solution for cuttings, the pest drench for gnats, the tool spray between cuts, and the algae mist for your seed trays. 7 problems, 1 bottle, and a total cost that's less than a single specialty product from the garden center. And if you want the exact ratios for all 7 of these saved somewhere you won't lose them, hit subscribe. I'm turning this into a full peroxide reference guide next, so you'll never have to remember the numbers.